Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Athena Games. My name is Elliot Baker, your regular commentator for the Star Wars X-Wing miniature game here at Athena Games. I am joined by two commentators tonight. My regular wingman and partner in crime, David Lincoln, and my best friend, Chris Turner, as well. So, yeah.
I was your wingman.
No. You won the scum off challenge. At least give me wingman.
So yeah, you're both my wingmen for tonight. So yeah,
I'll take the left, you take the right, right?
So we have a very interesting match coming up tonight. We have two beginner games.
Beginner games? You mean beginner players?
Two beginner players, I should say. Yes, correct. Who are competing tonight, and they've got some very interesting lists. In fact, one that has been making the rounds a bit here.
It is a rebel off, ladies and gentlemen.
It is indeed a rebel off. Let's go to the table and have a look and see what we're going. So as you can see there's the two players, and we're using a brand new Hothboard as supplied by Mr. Turner, who is very kindly donated it for today's game.
I needed a playmat. I've never owned a playmat, so
that is just so beautiful. I
like this playmat. It's also a different quality to the other playmats.
It does have a different material, from what I can tell.
It's a thinner material. I don't think it's a different material. I think the material they're using is just thinner.
I don't know. It feels much rougher to me. It feels much more like it's got grip on it.
Yeah, it feels more like sort of like proper playmat material in terms of shiny, slidey.
The kind of mouse mat we have here is very soft. I think that one's a bit more rough in there, which is nice. It means the ships aren't going to slide as much. And you see the two players there, Harley on the left and Chelsea on the right. They're just talking. They've got a 2-minute warning, and they're going to start the game for us. So yeah, what are we expecting to see today, guys?
Do you want to take the start on this?
So, it is a rebel off. We both know the lists. It's a very interesting list off in terms of things. We have a double YT1300 list coming from the Chelsea on the right, and a attack shuttle, B-wing, and X-wing build on the left. Now, both builds have their own abilities and uses, and both going for a different strategy on what they do. Harley's is very much an attack strategy. She has a lot of munitions and a lot of ways of dealing a lot of damage. Not much in terms of defending, but very much a lot in terms of just going all-out attack and all-out burst damage. She's hoping to be able to take down those ships as quickly as possible before she loses any of her own. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you've got Chewbacca and Lando, very much a support kind of build, with a lot of bulky ships, so a lot of more defensive, supportive kind of build here. Lando being able to support Chewbacca with not only just his own ability, he's got Wingman as well, to help him be able to give Chewbacca a lot of things and clear his own stress and stuff. Chewbacca being more of the defensive one, more of the person up front, probably going to be taking the damage first.
Yeah, it does feel like it's the unstoppable force against the immovable object. It's going to be a question of which is going to sort of give way
first.
Yeah, I mean, let's look at Harley's list. We have Ezra Bridger, which in itself is nice to see Ezra doing the rounds a bit.
It's also nice to know that Ezra is not with a ghost. It's a standalone attack shuttle.
So the idea we came up with here for Ezra, I helped a little bit on Harley's list. It's very much I like to call it Dark Side Ezra. What he's like when he has the holocron.
He's raging there to give himself the 2 stress, but also the focus and the reroll capabilities on both the TLT shots.
Yes,
should they be there. He's got inspiring recruits to remove both the stress that he acclimatizes. Very good little combination there with the attack shell.
Also, because of that stress he's gaining, he immediately is able to activate his ability, which allows him, when he's stressed, he can change 2 of his defense dice from focuses to evade results, making him quite tanky as well.
Yeah, he can tank quite a lot of damage before dying, which is nice. I mean, if someone's throwing 3 attack dice and you consistently roll an evade or 2 focus each turn, you're essentially surviving for quite a few rounds before you finally go down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've then got Nira Dantel's, who is the ability to shoot 360 with just her torpedoes, not her primary fire, but her torpedoes shooting 360. So we're playing on that idea with the Deadeye, the proton torpedoes, and guidance chips and stuff like that.
Deadeye does give her somewhat unpredictability. I mean, it gives her a choice of targets.
Yes.
Would you agree, David?
Yeah, with her abilities, she only needs to then take the focus action to be able to fire those torpedoes.
Yeah, but she's sacrificing that for quality because she does have to spend the focus to fire the missiles.
But she does have guidance chips
as well as a fire control system. It allows her to perform. She can take essentially the range round 3 shot first, get the target lock ready to go, and then perform a proton torpedoes next round.
My one problem with that is that You might be in a situation where you might not be in a situation where you can actually fire your torpedoes if they're in range band 1. So sometimes you're in range band 1, or they're out of arc at range band 1. And you've got a target on them, and you have to fire at someone else, and you've not got that target for quality.
No,
but that's the
thing. The Deadeye is there to help with the fact that you have that ability if you need to.
Yeah.
It may mean that she has to focus on a single ship, but it also gives her a bit of diversity as well.
Yeah.
Finally, we've got Wedge Antilles, integrated astromech, BB-8 for the barrel roll, which I don't think she's ever really used much in the build, but it's there just in case. And also expertise. When you are not stressed, you may change all your focus results to hits when attacking.
I actually had a game with Chelsea earlier today, and it now dawns on me that she actually did miss the integrated astromech.
With Harley.
On
Chelsea.
Harley,
yeah,
Chelsea.
sorry, Harley. I did have a game with Harley. She did miss the integrated astromech pop on Wedge. I don't know actually what would have saved her anyway, but,
it's there.
It's something to bear in mind. It's like that psychological factor. It's like effectively saying, I've got an extra hull, which could be for 1 or 2 if it's like a direct hit. Or if it's the one that's going to potentially cascade. The
reason I went with, the reason that I helped her said, the reason I said go for BB-8 though is it gives the X-Wing a barrel roll. It has that accessibility if it needs it.
Yeah.
Let's just go through Chelsea's build now, though. Now, you helped Chelsea with this one.
Yeah.
So, I helped with one of the players, you helped the other player, essentially.
Yes.
So, do you want to take us through that?
Well, Chelsea, as we both know, is a very much fan of the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
It was quite a staple for most of her starting builds, and I think it's still a staple of her list.
Handshake to indicate we're going to start this off.
I think it's a thing that's still a staple in Chelsea's list to this day. Chewie was the first Falcon that she went with. 1300 she went with, and she's still got him going on here. VI'd to make him go from 5 to 7 in the pilot skill. C-3PO, so once per turn, can have a guess at the number of evade results she's going to get. If she gets it, she then gets an additional evade result. Dash Rendar, so the crew Dash Rendar. So her movement can go onto the asteroid. Won't be able to do any actions, but she's able to fire off those off the asteroids, which could be a nice little thing if she gets caught onto one, I suppose.
Hello, Audio Whistle. Lasankia. Why do you keep saying Lasankia? I'm always curious about that, Audio Whistle. I'm aware of what Lasankia was, but I was curious why you keep saying it. Do you know what Lasankia was? I
do not know.
It was a superstar destroyer that was embedded in Coruscant in the Legends. That secretly was built under Coruscant, and then it just one day decided to take off.
Apparently because it's creepy, Elliot, is the answer to that question. So yeah, Dash Rendar, so she can shoot while on the asteroid. Smuggling compartment from the Heroes of the Resistance Falcon, meaning that she can take an illicit slot and another modification less than 3 points. In this case, we've gone for black market slicer tools.
Yep.
So as an action, she can choose a chip within range band 1 and 2, I believe. That is stressed. Roll 1 attack dice. On a hit or crit result, she deals 1 damage to the target and then removes that stress, otherwise it remains. So it punch damage through.
Definitely.
So she's got to definitely keep Ezra out of the way of that Chewbacca. That's the thing for her.
That's something you push the limit builds or things that like stress to work.
I also wonder whether the TLT is going to be enough in this game. I mean, I would actually go for in-arc shots with the primary. I mean, yes, the TLT can plink away high agility ships, but against low agility ships, they're guaranteed to hit. But is it worth it going for 2 hits when you can go for the 3?
It's hard to say.
Well, if you say that, and she ends up with a three dice range band 2 shot, for example.
I mean, I can get it against Chewbacca because of 3PO.
Yeah,
I really can understand that because you have to decide when you want to use 3PO on that. So that could be effective.
Yeah.
Basically, it's there just in case. It was one of those things that we wanted to account for every kind of thing, so it's there because it's there.
Yeah.
Interesting layout from Harley there. She's opting to go with her slightly splitting her forces.
Just ever so slightly.
Just this very small gap between Wedge and the rest of the forces. I don't think that's going to be too much of a bad thing, but we'll see.
I think Ezra needs distance, and it could be that Wedge is being used to pull the 2 Falcons into the that side of the field, while the other ships dart through the asteroid field.
Yeah, and for information for you as well, Elliot, so we get the things ran the right way. The one that is my one, the Stars and Stripes, is Lando.
All right, so the Stars and Stripes is Lando, and Chewbacca is flying the Quinmobile.
The Quinmobile.
Harley and Harley.
Yeah. Well, at least you know somewhere along the way Harley is going to win somehow.
That's why I'm going to call it the Quinn Freighter, but to avoid
conflict of name.
Yeah.
There we go.
So on the now you completely thrown it up my head at it. On the other Falcon is Lando. Lando normally doesn't see very much use.
No, he doesn't. He's probably the least used Falcon out of the set.
Well, this is the original set. There was obviously the Pilot Skill 1 mess up generic.
Well,
if you want to call it that.
Okay, yeah. He is the second least used generic.
I'm sorry. I used that generic in a very fun list.
Did it work?
Surprisingly.
Yeah, but you ran 2 of them with a Wild Sprays Fringer.
No, with
Lebo.
With
Yes,
Lebo.
because of the pun of the list that isn't going to be made on stream.
Yes. Let's not go there.
So
I mean, it's completely innocent. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shush.
So on Lando, as you can see, this is the Millennium Falcon, so she's got the sloop title, not the original title.
I don't see why that's useful, personally. I don't know whether the Evade would be better. I mean, why go for the sloop?
Well, the reason why I thought about the sloop is because of Wingman. Doing that 3-bank sloop, not take a stress himself, get into range band 1 at the end, and potentially then, you know...
Yeah, Weasel is correct. For a while, Rebel Convoy
was a thing, yes.
Placed with PS1 YTs. It is not that they weren't used, it's just they fell out of favour. They fell out of favour very quickly due to
I think,
its low pilot skill.
Well, I don't think that. I think pricing has become very different. You know, I mean, you think about it.
How much? 27 points to start.
27 points, and you think about what the contractor scout gets.
Well, it's more of the fact of also that the 27 points on the thing, it was just, even though you just lost too much as well, because you lost a whole two hull,
a shield, and an attack dice.
Yeah. You lost a lot for that.
And that stat line, looking at the new PS3, is
exactly the same as the Falcon.
Exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same as the normal Falcon.
It was their early attempt to essentially show that it's not the Falcon, therefore it's a load. Even though you can put the Falcon tile on it. So technically speaking, I think it was a very silly move of them to do that. Personally,
yeah, I think
it was their attempt to try and balance it, and it
kind of
just didn't really work.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to put the normal stat line, something around the 35 to 37 point mark wouldn't have been a bad way to go with that. Bearing in mind that Chewie's 42 out the box.
The 2 Millennium Falcons moving up the field now, both opting to take some focus tokens there.
Well, they're not in range, so it can't target lock.
No, right. True. Interesting that I think Chelsea has left her enough room just to do a 3-turn around that asteroid should you want to. Very nice for her not allowing herself to get bogged in there.
I am getting worried about Harley leaving Nera too far out, though. She is definitely opting for Nera to be way too far out.
And I think she's too eager to get in the engagement there with
Wedge.
With Wedge. She needs to keep Wedge going slow to slowly bring Nera back into the fight alongside Ezra.
It's gonna cost her a little bit.
This is gonna cost her possibly Wedge. She's kind of offered Wedge up there. I would have actually turned Wedge off at the start and forced the Falcons to go to chase Wedge and even go after Ezra or Nera.
Playing the bait game is not a bad way to go.
We'll soon see how it goes.
We will see.
We will see.
But yeah, sorry, finishing off Lando, because we didn't get to the end of that. The sloop title, I put that there because of Wingman. At the start of the combat phase, Wingman can remove 1 stress from a friendly ship at range band 1.
Which, of course, with Chewbacca's Inspiring Recruit.
Chewbacca doesn't have Inspiring Recruit.
Oh.
No. He has VI, he doesn't have...
That's true, yes.
And he has C-3PO and Dash Rendar Spring.
That's true.
But it opens him up to then be K-turn for effectively net no stress.
True, yes.
In a weird, random way.
Yeah.
But then obviously to go with that sloop title, Kanan Jarrus makes a lot of sense because he effectively makes that 3 sloopers a white, which is nice. And as crew, well, you can't take Lando without 9 num because he really adds to Lando's ability.
I think the black market slicer tools might come into play in this game, especially with Ezra constantly stressing
That's what I was thinking. Ezra also at range band 1 is not gonna love getting wrecked by that black market slicer tools.
Assuming it hits, that's the question.
Assuming it hits.
If also Chelsea were to roll into range band 1 behind Ezra, there is no TLT at range band 1 out of arc.
Ooh, getting very close to the
Very
asteroid.
close, not only to the asteroid, but also to the ships as well.
Yeah.
Not sure if that was the best move she could have made. Maybe to take it slow. Maybe I would have kept.
Is
Maybe
she going to
going.
rage here, though?
I think it would be silly not to rage.
We
right
know
now.
we know the ship's going to move at least one, so she's going to be within range to shoot
Ooh, she's
something.
not.
I don't know.
Oh,
If it was me, I'd have put the double stress down
I
first.
also would have raged. Well,
is she going to rage? Well, I'm waiting to see the stress tokens.
no,
she's
she's not.
not.
She's not raging.
That's
That could.
That
Interesting.
opens up the defense. Opens up the weakness in the defense.
Yeah, even if you aren't in range, it's best to get it for the defense just in case you are.
yeah. No, that's that. Oh.
Harley scraping paint. She did a good job of fitting that between the asteroids.
I know. I commend her on her
did.
flying. It's just I am.
Well, it's going to be quite interesting if the flying goes well.
I'm worrying way too much.
Darth Aladdin. I really despise how people compare Ezra to Aladdin. But yeah, it is what it is.
But
Here comes Chelsea with the Quinn Mobile.
Bill going for I think it's a bank.
Yep, Chewbacca. It looks like he's going to bank into the engagement.
No,
he's going straight.
He's going for the straight.
So I'd imagine.
Good choice.
I imagine Lando's going to be doing the same. I'd be surprised. They look.
They do have an uncanny resemblance. I will admit that. But other than
The thing
that,
is, the only resemblance is the. I'm going to go there. The shade of their skin.
it's not just that. It's the hairstyle. The hairstyle's a very similar hairstyle.
well, it is also Disney. They are both.
do you think it's
Disney.
Disney's attempt to make Aladdin in Star Wars?
I don't. I think.
I don't think.
I think there was
but-
inspiration with the idea of him being, a thief and someone who lives on the streets. But,
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't go as far as to say that he was outrightly ripped from the character. And just to also call him Darth Aladdin is taking away from the character. He's his own character who's a very.
Oh no, I agree. I think it's just the comparison.
So let's
with
see if
that.
Chelsea
It
remembers
was just
the Lando
it was one of
here.
those interesting comparisons that you could make. I don't think anyone's taking away from his character.
Here we go. Here comes
Here
Lando.
comes Lando. Lando doing his ability there.
So if Chelsea remembers, that means that there will be a target lock being dished out because there is only 2 actions on the Falcon.
Indubitably. And Lando cannot. Lando can only give.
That's a
action
range.
back.
That's a close range 2-shot there.
Remember, at this point, Wedge has not moved.
Yeah, Wedge has not moved. So
Wedge is probably going to end up in range band 1 of both those Falcons.
if it is a 1 forward, then it will be in range 2 just barely. But if it does any more than a 1
I am
forward.
hoping that she remembers BB-8 here. I don't know if she will or not. I'm going to put my faith in her. If she BB-8s and barrel rolls, she might be able to save herself.
I think if she do 1 forward, she'd be fine. But doing a 2 forward, she would get caught.
Let's say if she does a 1 forward and but because obviously 1 forward is green. If she opts to do BB-8, it might happen.
Do we
it
want-
is a 2 forward though.
Do what you want to do with Audio Wizard? I'm not going to say you can or can't do this. Just my opinion. I think it's a bit unfair people calling Ezra out on that. But yeah, this is an unfortunate situation. She's at range 1 of 2 ships that can blat Wedge completely off the board with 4 dice each. There's a good chance that Wedge will go down in the first engagement, and Nara is nowhere near engaging.
Nowhere near engaging. Ezra's not raged, and Wedge is in a bad spot. This is not looking good for Harley.
All 3 of her
whatsoever.
ships are in a terrible spot. She should have did a 3 bank with Nara. Even if it would have stressed her out, she would have been close into the engagement.
Yep. No, she should have forced
Raged-
error closer.
Or even barrel rolls.
Rage
slightly
with
forward across
Ezra.
there.
Maybe done the because green is 2 forward is still green, isn't it?
Yes.
Still did the barrel roll with the BB-8 as well, just to help
Pull one of them out
pull
at range
one of them
2.
out of the range bound. It would have helped her in a lot more in the attack stuff.
I completely agree. I don't think Wedge is going to last too long. Now, if he does avoid... Now, the key thing is Wedge does get at least 1 shot off because of his pilot skill.
Yep.
So because he's pilot skill 9, he will get 1 shot off, and I think the best target to go for is to go for
He is
Chewbacca.
lowering the agility as well, so there is no defense dice on whoever he's shooting.
And also, if that shot is on Chewbacca and the declaration
No,
was at Lando...
she's going for Lando. Decoration is at Lando. It's a shame.
There's-
Oh wait, those dice disappear. Where'd they go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear!
Those dice.
Well,
But that's 3 hits. 3
that
solid
is 3
hits on
hits.
Chewbacca.
That's 3 solid hits. It's
On
a
Lando.
nice 3 shields down on there. Now I will mention now that we think we have some technical difficulties here, but actually we're still able to do that bit at least.
Oh, yes, don't worry. It's just the text.
Yeah, we are unable to remove and move text.
Oh,
around,
hello.
Apparently.
That's
Hit a hit crit, or 2 crits on Wedge there. From I believe that was either Chewbacca or Orlando. There's 2 evades. Oh, there's an evade, and I believe a focus result there. But no focus because
there was no token.
She didn't do her actions.
She didn't do an action.
I think
I was
maybe
about to say that.
it could be that the stress of the situation is getting to Harley. I believe Chelsea allowed her to put the focus there because...
Well, this is friendly, so...
It is friendly,
this
just
is a
remember,
friendly
guys,
game.
it is casual.
And these are two not beginner. They've been playing for about a year, but they have been on and off playing.
I would probably say half a year for Harley.
Half a year for Harley.
Half a year for Harley, and
Near on 9 months.
Near on 9 months, yeah, so about
Target
3/4 of a year for Chelsea.
But
Hello, that's
a shield gone.
That's 4 hits from...
Ouch.
She's going for this offensively.
Yeah.
So
that
she wants to kill Wedge this time.
And that will kill Wedge if he rolls blanks.
And she's got no mods, but she has the integrated astromech.
Oh, double blank!
But she has the integrated astromech.
If she remembers to pop it.
If she doesn't remember to pop it, I'm going to go through and I'm going to...
No.
You can't interfere.
I can't.
You can't
There's
interfere.
the shield.
There's the shield. Does she pop the integrated astromech? She should remember the integrated astromech and pop it. It'd be a shame she's drawing the cards. I don't think she's realised that she has...
Technically, you draw them first before you...
3 cards. You can get rid of one of them. No, she's putting her there. She's flipped. Wedge has been removed from the board. It is now a missed opportunity, and it's over.
Oh, my word.
Oh, dear.
It is so... It is annoying when you see that happen.
Yeah.
There was me sitting back here thinking for Chelsea to just do 2 4K turns and get behind Wedge because of expertise and stuff.
That was a really unfortunate manoeuvre there. I think Harley did really offer up Wedge on a platter.
Harley offered up Wedge on a platter, and both her ships are so far out. I think Chelsea's now pointing out the integrated astromech. Oh no, she's not. She's offering the snooker.
Awkward way to place the snooker there, Chelsea.
On that side.
Should have put it. Could have put it between the guides.
Yeah, it probably would have been easier, but there you go.
There you go.
She's marked.
There's the mark. We're going to see if...
Checking for range, and that is a range
nearer.
3
Oh, that is really close.
Very, very long range.
That is a really close shot there. I'm not sure if it's enough.
I think it is just range 3.
I think it is just range 3. It looked like that to me.
It is an interesting that she's going for that, though. She is going for...
Oh, she's saying no shots.
Oh, she can't take the shot on Nira.
No shot at all.
So it is going to be a shot on... Poor Mr. Kanan. I was going to say the...
That's the thing
Ezra.
as well. We've said this before. Wedge, who had no token, she didn't use integrated astromech. He was there right in front of the 2 ships, exactly where he didn't want to be, and Nera was out of position. Just those 2 things are seriously going to swing it. TLT.
She is opting to go for the TLT. Probably not the best choice to go for in this situation, being that she doesn't have the rage, and also she has a nice range amount, a 3 attack die shot here that she could maybe get more damage off.
But that's a good roll anyway.
It's a good roll anyway.
Nothing Chelsea can do against that. She's only got 1 agility.
So there goes 1 shield.
Even C3PO for 1 can't save you on that.
Now, is that on Chewbacca?
And I believe that is on... I don't actually know who is that on. I don't believe that. I don't know who it's on. I don't honestly know who it's on.
I think it's on the Quinmobile.
Might be on the Quinmobile.
So that'd be Chewbacca then.
I can clarify if you want.
That's alright, I'll go and find out. But I'm pretty sure that would be the case. Press the wrong button. There you go.
There goes that shield. It's off Lando. It's on Lando. It is on Lando.
So Lando has got no shields left.
Lando's got no shields left. She is opting to go for Lando first.
Wise choice.
Wise choice.
Take out the support.
Take out the support and then go for the bulk.
Especially since she's not dividing fire, she's concentrating on taking 1 down, then she can focus on Chewbacca.
Which is actually the better strategy of the 2.
I think that's wise with the with C-3PO in play. You want to get most damage you can on Lando, and then worry about Chewbacca. Although Chewbacca is difficult late game, if you've got enough forces, which with Nera and with Ezra, you might just be able to scrape through.
The fact that she's managed to keep Nera back actually is working slightly in her favour. We have said that keeping Nera away was actually a bad move. But in looking at it as a positive, she does have 2 torpedoes now that she can use at any point she wants to. And she can use those to go after Lando right now and basically maybe wipe him off the board.
Yeah,
I personally don't think Chelsea would make that as an option. I think Chelsea would probably go as a really, really wide manoeuvre. I'm not sure if Harley would necessarily see that as a hard.
I can see Ezra. If Harley does a 2 hard here to the left with Ezra, that's a good blocking manoeuvre, in my opinion.
Yeah, she could have the block, but she might go through the asteroid if she does that, and that could...
I think she's just far enough forward that she won't be able to hit it.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to risk it.
It is very close, though.
Yeah, it is very close. A 2 is white, and you would definitely avoid that. If you needed a 3, at least you have the stress for the...
It also allows you to have that range on 1 shot for next turn as well. She might not do. She might be opting to go for the TLT, but it is definitely...
The thing about the block is you can block You can maybe block both, but you can only block one usually.
Yeah.
And that means one is at range, one of you firing.
Yeah.
So that is the danger of that.
That is the danger of that, but she can move there and perform her rage before, so...
It's true. She could get a good primary weapon attack on Lando. She can block Chewie and get a good primary attack on Lando.
It denies Chewie the abilities as well, which is quite good.
Yeah.
Let's see what she's done.
Looking like it's a 1 forward.
It's just a 1 forward, which
Being
is
very cautious
Surprised she's not turned.
be...
If she was going with a TLT strategy, she would probably turn away, but she's opting to go forward.
And here comes the rage.
She is opting
to rage.
Good that she remembered to do it this turn. It would be very unfortunate she didn't do it. There we go.
There's the stress.
There's the double stress and the focus.
There's the focus. And now, Nira. What are we doing?
Please do a one bang time,
please tell me you are going to bring yourself into this fight now.
A bit more, but I think she should have banked there.
She should have banked. Definitely should have banked.
I think a one bank would have been better. She's now having to go through the asteroid field and play and basically maneuver around. She's thinking of where the ships are now and not where they will be.
Luckily, she has that 360-degree firing arc for torpedo shots, which will help her in this firing. But she does miss out on maybe taking an attack on the key figure that she's been focusing on,
which is Lando.
If
Lando goes too far forward, he'll be out of range.
Yes.
Well, if both of them do 3 bank, they could be out of the way of most of Nera.
Don't forget, she can fire 360.
I mean, in terms of range.
Oh, okay. So convert a very easy
forward with Mr. Thingy there, Mr. Chewbacca there, which is actually really good for Harley. It means that she's not going to get that range band 1 shot. Maybe. Actually, I think it has moved it to range band 2, so...
Yep, that looks like range band 1 towards Ezra there. So at least the torps can be shot at Chewbacca. The question is, can Lando be shot at with the torps?
Could also be that...
I'm assuming that she's going to fly him in formation, and probably not. Nira's going to be... Oh, actually, no, Nira did get quite close.
It could be a long-range 3 shot.
It could be a long-range band 3 through asteroid.
I don't think it's going to be through asteroid.
No,
Looking at the arc line of things, you actually looks like it's not
closest
going
point.
to be.
The closest point wouldn't be through the asteroid by looking at it from here.
That corner at the top, that bottom corner by R2, with the top corner by Thingy, I don't believe it is.
So
we're
Chelsea has used the Lando ability to give a target lock to Chewie to put it onto Ezra.
And here's the unfortunate thing, where now that Wedge has been taken down, we're down to just 2 ships that attack before Harley's. Harley could lose a ship before anything else happens.
So Harley could potentially use Ezra.
Oh, with rolls like that as well.
Look at that. That's 4 hits there from I assume Chewbacca. Yep, Chewbacca. Onto Ezra. Ezra's gonna get at least 2 here. That's half of Ezra's health gone. As she rolls blanks, Ezra is dead.
Or anything that's not a focus or an evade.
Yeah. She did
It does look like results.
Double evade though there.
It is going to save her. It's going to she's going to take 2 shields, but I don't think it's going to be. It was basically the best out of the scenario. I think it was the best she was going to get. It does mean that she's now going to take a range 2 shot from Lando. Chelsea missed out on maybe a key thing there, where she could have probably attacked with her highest range bound first, strip the shields, then go for the closer range shot.
But that's 3 hits as well.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Chelsea's dice are on fire.
Ezra's going to be taking at least 1 damage here.
I think that's a crit as well.
Yeah.
If that is a crit, then that's potentially...
a lot of damage there.
No, that's
One's a blank.
2. There goes Ezra.
Oh my god.
Already. It's a massacre.
This is a massacre. Oh no.
To be fair, instantly going in this with 2 pancakes up against it, I knew this was going to be a tough going for her.
Well, some bit of intel. Last week they actually played a game against each other, and it came down to only 1 hull on
That's 2
Chewie.
crits. Jeez.
But yeah, it came down to... Lando only had 1 hull left in the end.
And it seems to be this game isn't even going to make half an hour at this rate. I imagine
Chelsea's dice are on fire, and Harley's just missed way too much.
Nera can't... She can probably take down Lando if she gets some couple of good shots in, but it's only a matter of time before Nera goes down with 1 agility dice.
Is that right?
Please go to closest point, because if you don't do closest point, you're going to give...
Well, potentially they're breaking the rules at that point, so...
There's the...
So who's it going against? Lando, range band...
How many dice?
3...
So 4 dice, here we go. See if... spend the focus token.
No asteroid. No asteroid.
Yeah.
So
closest point is going to be that far corner from that.
I think from the angle, Harley thinks it does, but it doesn't. Yeah, they're measuring, and I think Chelsea knows quite clearly that it's not through an asteroid. So it's yeah. There we go.
Chelsea's using her knowledge here and passing on
Chelsea.
that knowledge.
Yeah, Chelsea's out of the two of them. Chelsea's played a lot longer, so she's probably going to know more than Harley is. But there's the token spend. She's opting to perform the proton torpedoes.
Yeah. And the nice thing with actually
it is a Deadeye as well. There we go.
The guidance chips, because it's a 3-dice ship.
That's a crit.
It's an automatic crit as well, so it's going to be really good.
And that will affect Lando. Mm-hmm. Well,
guidance chips.
Guidance chips. One of them up to a crit.
You can change that focus. The proton torpedoes allows you to change that focus
to a hit.
Yeah, she's reading that. She's reading that now. So there's that crit there. She then gets guidance chips, which, if she remembers, will turn one of those blanked to a crit as well.
Yep.
So it means she's at least Chelsea's taking at least 2 crits out of this.
Yeah, she's lifting a card.
There's
the guidance chips. Yep.
There's the guidance chips. Fantastic.
She's going to change.
So she's changed that to a crit. She's changing another one to a crit as well. So there's nice 3 damage there. One dice as well. One evade. So Lando is going to take 2 critical hits off that attack. Oh, some hefty damage there.
It'd be nice to see what those crits are as well, because we don't know if that's direct hit. But
that's not direct hit.
That's not direct hit. There's a fair bit of text on there. So,
by the looks of things, that could be something like weapons failure. But again, we can't see from this distance.
You have to read each individual one out at each time. So I'm going to go find out what those are.
Yeah. Okay. And also ask them to be shown to the cameras. Hang on, we go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, structural damage and
something else.
The structural damage can come into play. The structural
damage is the crits. Cards go face up, is it, or is it the minus one agility?
It's minus 1 agility.
Oh,
that could seriously affect the game. If there's another good torpedo hit, then Lando's gonna be taking whatever is thrown at him. Because at this point, I seriously think
it's an action.
Major hull breach. Thank you, Audio Weasel.
So that is all crits now. All cards dealt face up. So yes, both those crits will come severely into play for this game.
Mm-hmm.
But Chelsea gets her shots off first.
She will.
She does. But at the moment, if anything,
Nera can survive so long as she's at range 2.
Nera can survive as long as I would say range 3.
Or range.
If she can keep.
No, what Ella was.
Another thing that sadly Harley missed there is the fire control system.
Yes, she did miss the fire control system. She has.
She has missed the fire control system completely and utterly.
And in fact, she's doing a red maneuver now. I'm not sure whether that's the best maneuver.
That wasn't a good maneuver.
Because she's now going to have
no Deadeye to perform another torpedo shot.
So all Chelsea has to do is evade arc.
Yep.
And if she's done 3 banks on both of them,
then she'll be fine.
Or even like a 2 hard. No, hard's going to just drag you close towards that.
I'm not going to like.
And this is why, because I was actually talking to Harley earlier, and she said she wasn't going to watch this video back, and I really hope that she reconsiders that idea.
I hope she's going to reconsider that idea, because it's more of. She says don't be too harsh on her. I said we're not going to be harsh on you, but we are going to be honest.
Honest, yeah.
We are going to say, this is what you've missed.
We're going to give everything honest feedback.
Because at the end of the day, you learn from your mistakes, and that's the best. The best games are the mistakes you make and you learn from them. I've made so many mistakes in X-Wing.
You don't learn without
exactly. If you don't have a mistake, you don't learn from it.
No, after you made that comment to Harley, you actually turned to me and said, "Dave, do you watch your games back?" Or I think was it actually a question, when do you watch your games back?
Or do you watch your games back? Is what I asked.
And the obvious answer to that question is yes. And then you said, what do you learn? I thought you said both, so I answered the question with yes, because you learn.
Now this is a very interesting scenario because
exactly if she remembered the FFCS, the red wouldn't have hurt so much.
Yeah,
it would have been. Oh, they're now remembering.
If I trust them, it's the wrong ship. I know it.
Did she go
was
back
the wrong
to front?
ship? It was.
I think Chelsea placed them down. So. I think it's meant to be Chelsea's target lock, but she's put them the wrong way around.
Yes, yeah.
And wasn't that like a 2 or 3 bank? And that's not green.
No.
Did Chelsea...
If that is that target lock, then we need to sort that out now, because I don't think that was a 1 bank.
That wasn't a 1 bank. That was a 1 hard.
From Lando.
Lando did a different bank maneuver. He did a 2 bank.
And if it's a 2-bank, it's not...
So she can't do that. Right, I'm going to rule it then.
Well, we need to see... Well, hang on, whoa.
2-bank? What can't do what?
Excuse me.
Because 2-bank is not green.
Okay.
And it's after executing a green manoeuvre.
Alright. There we go. What's the green thing again?
Lando's ability. After you perform a green manoeuvre, a friendly ship may do an action. And if it's the 2-bank that she did, the 2-bank is not green. The 1-bank is green.
Yeah. By the way, Audio Wizards, I've got something which you might like to actually see. We actually have some custom dice here. Just D6s.
I've actually got 1 or 2 of them lurking at home, actually.
Yeah.
Because I've been kicking around for a little while.
Well, we do offer these for like prizes for events we don't have any prize support for. But we're actually thinking about selling these as part of our online store. I know that we're looking to get merchandise, Athena merchandise, in the online store at some point. But yeah. Okay, there's the reroll there, I think, to determine what's actually happening. That's 3 hits out onto Nera Dantel's range 1 through an asteroid. Nera at least gets an extra defense dice, which could not save her, but do something. There's a blank there. I can't make out what the second one is.
It's under the 2.
Under the 2.
Is it ink?
It's a blank.
No. Well, it didn't matter if it was ink. It only mattered if it was an evade ink.
Well, there goes 3 shields of Nera,
Yeah.
and already this is looking like it's going to be an uphill struggle to even take down
one of
Lando.
them.
Yeah. Good thing to see you corrected the situation.
Annoyingly, I had to make them redo the attack, and it was actually worse off for Harley.
I know.
In the end,
Well,
it's the way I have to rule it.
I had that, unfortunately, one time against Hedge, and I got dealt the weapons failure crit, which...
She got double blanks on her evade dice, and I'm just like, oh, no.
Okay, that means Lando has to spend the focus to get those 2 hits. There's an evade. I think there's 2 focus in there as well. Shame she did not have focus. So there's 1 shield gone on Nera, and this is not looking
Nera
good.
is down to 1 shield remaining. She is taking a beating.
Nera only needs to receive 2 more attacks to go down, essentially.
And
she's in a terrible position because now she can't go around the asteroid.
She can't K-turn either.
She can't K-turn. She can't do what she can do a 2-turn, but even that was going to go over, and I wouldn't want to risk it.
She can't 3-bank because that's red.
She can't perform that attack either.
What?
She tried to perform proton torpedoes.
She can't perform that attack.
Okay, da-da-da.
She could have done if she had the target lock from fire control.
You know, it is primarily because especially with new players, you're very experienced with using what you have. Hopefully, she re-rolls it and she rolls 3 hits to kind of make justice for Chelsea.
But anyway, so I had the weapons failure crit on. I think it was Wrought Garnet. So he had a 3-dice TLT, which went down to a 2-dice TLT.
She's going for a range 1 shot on Chewbacca.
Okay.
Not sure if that's the wisest move. I know you should always take a range 1 shot,
but those hits go face up.
She's opting to do a range 1 shot at Chewie instead.
Yeah. So that's still 4 dice though.
There's still 4 dice.
But there was only 3 rolled.
No, she rolled 4. She rolled 4.
Okay.
And that's 2 hits.
My eyes deceiving me.
And C-3PO, she's guessing 1.
She's guessing 1. I would have guessed 0.
You got nothing.
There's no blanks, so it's full blanks. So her guess was incorrect, which means she is taking those 2 hits.
Which worked out in
it worked out in her favour. So
I think the reason why she did it is because obviously if she got that proc, then she wouldn't have taken any damage at all.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get into that trap of going, if I guess.
The problem with that C-3PO is he's great when on a 1 agility ship.
Oh, you kill Naught all day.
Yeah, but once you get to range 3, or you're through an asteroid, and you've got those 2 dice, then you then got to consider odds and probabilities a lot more. You can take a seat, you know.
I know. Here's the thing. I am basically thinking I'm going to stand right now because I don't know if I'm going to run through there again.
But yeah.
Oh dear.
That feels like C-3PO should be next to K2SO. Don't tell me the odds.
Isn't it surprising we've not got a K2SO crew card?
We got everything else.
I did actually make note of that. It does, for me, allow me to think that they may be inventing one.
A Rogue One pack.
Or a Rogue One pack. Because here's the thing. We have talked about what we think the Rebel veterans would be. Personally, a lot of us think the X-Wing will be there.
Yeah, I think we all agree.
Now, personally, I think they will go off the whole T-65 Yes, should have been a pilot. I agree with you.
Okay, this is not actually a bad move for Harley because she can still fire our torpedoes 360, and there's the focus to permit that.
Or potentially just spend it just to evade
It's also putting her behind a rock, so it's actually putting her in a better position against the forces she's about to get thrown at her.
And of course, if Chewbacca goes a 1 forward, she's definitely going to have range on that.
Exactly.
I'm not sure if she'll be able to shoot Lando. Depends on what Lando's move is, but we shall see.
I think if I was Chelsea, I'd do a 1 bank with Lando, try and close that gap again, check for range band 1, do a target lock first onto Nearer, and then do the focus as an action.
1 forward, so most likely Chewie's going to get missiles thrown at him today, or torps. Now it's going to see whether Lando is going to opt to take those instead.
Well, the thing to remember with this Chewie is obviously he doesn't take the crits. He takes them as face-down damage cards.
Yeah, but there's still damage.
Now, back to the Rebel for Veterans thing. I personally think that they're going to do Blue Squadron X-Wings from Rogue One. So they're going to bring back Blue Squadron. And that will be essentially the veterans. So we're going to have the general in there.
That's a very long-range 3-shot, if it is there. But it might just manage that. They're checking range. There's no range between them 2 ships. So no...
Lando cannot perform
his thing.
If they did the 1 bank, though, well, actually, no, it's the same.
It was a 1 bank.
Parallel.
I would also think X-Wings and E-Wings for vets. I would like it.
We need an E-Wing fix, we need an X-Wing fix.
We need an X-Wing fix, we need an E-Wing fix.
The problem is...
People are saying...
X-Wing and Y-Wing, but...
Yeah, but...
Y-Wing, E-Wing.
The Y-Wing does need fixes, but I think the X-Wing and the E-Wing need it more.
Yes.
Y-Wing for pilots, E-Wing for just general out fixes.
Here comes Chelsea. That's just 2 dice. That's not bad. Harley has the extra dice. That's an evade and a focus. I wouldn't spend the focus for evade there.
No. I think she wants to spend it for attacking right now.
She does.
That's what she wants to do.
The thing is, she's thinking about it because she
could have that situation removed off the table if she rolls 2 focus results against the 3 hits.
I think right now she needs to have the...
She needs to keep the focus back for now.
Save it for the second attack, if anything. Yep, she's opted to take that shield. Which is probably the correct choice here.
I would agree, that's probably the best move. I mean, there is still more attack to come from Lando, but Lando's at a longer range.
Range 3, which means she does get the 2 dice anyways. She has still got a nice amount of defense there.
We also now know that torps can be fired at Lando.
So if Lando doesn't
kill Nera, hits.
Oh, that was actually really nice.
That was really nice. That was really good.
So she gets a good evade result here. It will save her. I'm hoping for not double blanks.
Double blanks!
Oh, no.
But she at least gets to
her
fire
dice
torpedoes.
have worked so badly against her.
She at least gets her torpedoes.
She'll get to fire her torpedoes, but she's not going to take down Lando.
But she does get half points, though.
She will get half points. And Lando, I think, has the more points on here.
I think they're about 50-50.
Yeah.
Well, if you were to fire at Chewbacca, you could take... No, you can't take
here we go.
Half. But
4 dice, Lando Calrissian. Let's see how much damage we can do to Lando.
I was wrong. It did last more than half an hour.
Surprise.
But
no, not surprisingly. Oh, that was beautiful.
That's what you need.
There's the crit.
Really good roll there.
Hope she change that to a crit. Not hit. Guidance chips allows you to change her results. So yes, she can change a regular hit to a crit if she wants to.
She wants any result. So yeah. So even on a good roll, you can I'm going to turn that to a crit because I can.
Make it even better.
I can. Yeah, make it even
and
better.
And against something that's not Chewy, those crits are just going to...
There's at least 2 crits in there, I believe, as well. So that's 2 hits and 2 crits. That could be very painful for Lando. I mean, if they're both direct hits, that could be Lando gone.
So yeah, she's showing off the torpedoes, allows her to change, and then she's changing that to a crit. So yeah, she is doing
there then.
Yeah, she is doing that. Well, she had a focus which she changed anyways
to a crit,
and then she changed her regular hit to a crit as well. So she's got 2 hits, 2 crits.
I think she's got 3 crits.
Extremely good. Actually,
and because these all go up, they're actually all technically 4 crits.
And I think Lando's already taken something that gave him no agility, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can't even roll against this.
Yeah.
I
believe that's a... Oh, what is that there? Oh, she's taking stress. Stress token. What else we got there? I got another card, because of course everything is dealt face up anyway, so the crits actually really don't matter.
And that's a lot of things. No direct hits though, which is a shame. But that is a thing.
That goes face up as well.
Oh,
that comes face up as well. That's very important. That comes face up.
There's a direct hit in this. I think Lando might be dead.
That could be dead if Lando doesn't need to take a direct hit there.
Lando's dead.
Lando's been taken out by that
wow,
one torpedo
that
shot.
was a
That was
bloody good
hefty.
attack.
That was hefty.
That was a comeback. It is a shame. I don't think she's going to win this, but
No, that was quite the comeback,
she
though.
needed that.
But she has fired both her torps.
Yeah, she's fired both her torps.
Impressive. Most
It's at
impressive.
this point in the game where hopefully should have at least 2 ships left, enough to deal with the last one, but she's lost Ezra and Wedge way too early.
Way too early. I think also her evade dice have gone to sleep when her attack dice have woken up. And we're not many evade dice to roll with.
Again, she's forgotten, as I specified before, she's forgotten way too many things because she's forgotten those things.
Fire control could have forced the target lock spend.
Yep. And the integrated astromech would allow Wedge to live at least one more turn.
Which, even that would keep things going for a bit longer.
Exactly, for a bit longer. So, here it is, the 2k turn. We kind of half expected this because she needed to get the
she needs to bring
Mira back around.
She needs to bring
Now, personally, this actually saves her as well because I don't think Chewie is going too far.
Be in range.
Yeah, she's actually Chelsea's bringing Chewie away from the fight, if briefly, which means it does allow Harley, a chance.
Just outside of range.
just outside of range.
A chance to get back in this fight.
I mean, it would be amazing if Chelsea just flubbed the roll and got one more, and Charlie got one more attack on Chewbacca and got half points there. But I really don't think it's likely with Chewbacca's actions.
Even with C-3PO, you would say I call naught, I get 1, I lose 2 shields tops, or 3 shields tops if it's in range 1. It'd be interesting to see how this next turn goes. I think
it will be. I think, if anything, this is Chelsea's game, but the longer that Harley can stall this out, and
the more she can get things in her favour.
Yeah.
I think it might be a different matter if it was Ezra
it
left.
is a 1 forward. Now, I'm surprised she didn't go for the 1 bank. Now, is the 1 bank green on a B-wing?
The 1 bank is indeed green. That was a mistake, I think.
That's gonna cost her.
She's not got any more Deadeye, and she's got no more talks.
She's got to remember, she's got no more talks.
Yeah.
But she could always have that focus back for 1 defensive.
Yeah. And Chelsea's going to bring herself around. Being out of arc right now is not what you want to be.
Yeah, no, this is range 3. So she decides to go for the focus.
Unfortunately,
does she have the arc?
I
think she has the arc, but I don't know if she has the shot.
No, she
doesn't have the shot.
That's
exactly what we predicted. She should have done the 1 bank there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, she probably was going to get shot at anyway.
Oh no, she was going to get shot at anyway.
But
so it's more of if she could survive. If she did have the chance to survive this turn, it would have given her a significant chance in this.
with rolls like that, you're not surviving.
Yeah,
that's 3 hits.
That's 3 hits. That's pure game. Even
That's
with
it.
2 defense dice.
With 2 defense dice, that's game over.
Yeah.
Game over.
That's a shame. Just for Audio Weasel there, yes, they were dealt face up, but it was the one that acquired stress and then got turned face down. So it was dealt face up and then turned face down.
Well played by both our new players, though.
Very well played. Very quick game as well.
Very quick game. Very new player game. I think we recorded
There were
a lot of mistakes.
There were mistakes.
On both players' parts as well, not just one particular player.
Well, I think both, as the rules state, both players are responsible for maintaining the game state.
Yes, so definitely both players' parts on everything. Otherwise, they played both their best.
They played their best.
They're still very new to the game.
Yeah, Harley made some tactical errors there. I mean, Chelsea, I think, played it safe by keeping her 2 ships together.
Yep.
I think Harley...
they worked better together with Lando's ability.
Harley spread herself out too much. I understand Ezra being spread out. I don't think Nera needs to be
Nera
spread
was
out
too far away.
I think the rage...
It worked kind of in her favour towards the end there because it allowed her to keep distance on both of them.
Yeah.
Again, yes, it's a lot of upgrades for a new player to keep track of. But Harley has had a fair bit of practice with this list.
She played me.
She's played David. She has played Chelsea before. She's played several people.
She played me early today.
She played you earlier today. There have been people that have pointed out constantly these upgrades. So it's not that even though it's a lot of upgrades for a new player to take in, she has had a lot of practice with this list.
I always say
that's not penalising on her. I do agree with you. It is very much a lot of upgrades for her to take control of, and it just goes to show that even with a lot of practice, sometimes you can forget. Even I forget upgrades now and then.
We've all done that.
We've all
forget.
done it. So
especially if it's like a fairly new build, or you try and remember loads of things going on, and you get to like fourth round in a tournament, and it's happened.
It has happened. I think regardless, the game went pretty well for both of them. I don't see. Obviously, both players made mistakes, but I don't think anyone made a mistake that was too detrimental.
I don't know.
I think obviously there were minor things here and there that could have swung the game, definitely, but nothing that would be like game breaking or rule breaking or a very.
I disagree. Wedge being around for one more turn, considering he got to shoot before his two ships, I think might have even swerved things a bit in Harley's favour.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would agree with you on that.
I think that was the important twist there.
There was a lot of key things there that was quite important, though. So you know,
I mean, she did a great job of keeping Ezra almost at arm's length. The problem is she got Ezra a bit too close.
Yeah,
Ezra flew too close to the sun, and unfortunately, as the Taylor Vickers went, he got burned. So that's unfortunately the case. Nera was played very well by Harley.
Yeah.
Apart from the one back at the end, which honest mistake.
Honest mistake. You know, I think she would. When I went and spoke to her a moment ago when I was doing her, she seemed a bit frustrated. So
I can understand it.
I think I can understand that judgment on things.
I think we all have games like that.
We definitely all have games like that
where we. You know, the opponent rolls up at range 3, and he rolls 3 attack dice and rolls 3 hits. And then we roll our defense dice, and it's 2 blanks.
I had a game with Hedgehog one weekend on a Sunday. We did Spaceship Sunday. And pretty much almost the last attack of the game, I rolled 4 natural crits.
Whoa.
And even Hedgehog was like, what? You know, we were all like, what? You know, it was a bit mental.
Hey, you remember
safe to say those hit.
You remember our game from when we played in the casual tournament at the end?
Yeah.
When I rolled 3 natural hits through Ezra, and you rolled 3 natural evades with Coral and Horn.
Yeah.
You know,
it happens.
And it happened to me in the tournament last weekend as well.
Alright, so guys, recent builds you guys been playing. What have you been playing recently?
Ooh, well, I've been. I think I mentioned on our stream when we did the on the stream. I've been testing a Rexler and Decimator.
Yes.
Only been tweaking it. I haven't played it on the board yet, so I really want to try it. I know a lot of people have been talking up the Decimator recently because of Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. Apparently, they've been coming back, especially.
The Decimator has seen a bit of a return in the meta lately. Yes.
Due to the fact of, I think that's due to the fact that we're seeing a lot of aces around.
Yeah.
And having things that deal straight away damage. Not having to go through the high evade is currently coming back at the moment.
Well, I think it's also the fact that one of the cards is shut down, you can't attack, essentially Blind Pilot, which I flew a Ghost list against Decimator. Being forced to not attack twice killed my list, essentially.
Basically,
once is enough, but twice is...
Once is fine. Twice is getting like, okay, now it's getting obnoxious.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do admit Kylo Ren did create a negative play experience to me in that instance.
It did, but... there will be ways to eventually counter. There will be ways to counter that.
There's already a way to
determination. So we will be seeing determination return to the front. And I would also like to point out, Libo may make a return.
Libo
has already made a return.
Yeah, Libo's already made a return at some point. So it's Libo may make a return. But no, I've been testing this build. I'm not using Kylo Ren. I'm using Darth Vader. But I'm using a Oiken build.
Okay.
Which is sort of a bump build with a tactical jammer. Very much a guy, he's meant to go into the thick of it. He has Mara Jade on him, he has Darth Vader, and he also has Bo Shek. Because I wanted to try something with a bump ability.
Which, of course, makes sense with Oiken. So.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense with Oiken, so it was just like, I want to try this build because it's 2 ways of dealing damage that allows me to
then mess with your move.
mess with it, and then mess with their move as well, which is fantastic. And then Rex Labrath, expertise Rex Labrath with... Rex Labrath with expertise allowed me to be able to spend the focus token for other things instead.
Nice.
David. What about you, David?
As you saw from the game on Wednesday, I'm playing quite a lot of builds at the moment with the Atani Mind Link.
Yep.
I played a different build actually today. Rather than playing my Manaru, Fenrau, Talonbane Cobra, which you guys saw last week, I played. I took out Manaru and put Guri in instead. I just love Guri.
Guri is a good ship. I really feel like Guri does not get enough love.
And I've started to learn how to get around the Tiny Mind Link whole. One of them does stress. They need to green themselves, and then you've got the whole focus. So it's all those little timings.
Yeah, the tiny timing of that. Yeah.
It's why Atani is one of those builds that it doesn't seem as linear, which is why a lot of people like it. It's a top tier list on its own regard, but it's because of those tiny little mechanics and those timings that make it very interesting to play. To play against, however, I know you have a lot of beef against it currently.
About what?
In terms of the fact that are we seeing the return of another...
It's Paratani I've got a problem with.
Yes.
In general.
Paratani would nick any Atani Mind Link list because of the whole...
Stress.
Stress for Massage Ventress.
Yeah.
Stress is one of them. They all get stressed
also,
if they haven't got one already.
This is also why I've been tweaking with Mara Jade on Oiken, just because I wanted to try something that allowed me to stop people from abusing the Mind Link. I wanted to try a stress thing.
Cool.
Rexler, also, actually, that's the other thing with Rexler as well. I'm using Type D instead of Type X7. And I'm using
it makes sense.
And I'm using a Flechette Cannon.
Yeah,
to try
nice.
and
Very
output
nice.
that thing. I'm going to try it with both a Flechette Cannon and a Tractor Beam. I'm going to try both, see if they both work.
That's fair.
And see how that works.
Right.
Yeah. But then obviously I was actually playing on Saturday as well, and I returned with the Kanan Lebo.
Yes.
Interesting thing of note, I am going to mention this, Chris. First round against Mr. Max Bull. I played a few games against Robin, and now I got to play my first game against Max. So I've played against both my fellow Wave 10 and Rogue One sort of talkers through the unboxing. It ended up, I have no idea how, when I lost Kanan, with about half an hour to go, how I managed to pull it back to a 74-74 draw, which ended up on final salvo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lebo was on 1 damage cards, or one hole left, so he was 26 points, and the Duchess build was 26 points as well. It's like, oh...
Just a shame.
Nice.
Good note of, I will probably agree with you on that, Audio Weasel. I do like the Rhymer build. I just... Again,
His
the
pilot
high
skill's too high.
skill is to get any good benefit out of it, which is a shame.
I mean, I think you have to approach it differently. Instead of approaching Rhymer that it's about when ships come into your range, it's about you... It's more about when they move after you've already gotten range on them.
But then again, the sad part about it is, I would love if bombers can't take sensors, can they?
No.
Which is a shame, because I would have said take the Pilot Skill 7 to compensate for that, but you can't do that. And I don't think there are any punishers that can do what Rhymer does effectively.
No,
so,
sadly.
I guess that's the balancing side of things, though. You want this cool ability, but you've got to pay for the fact that for that ability with a high pilot skill.
I've actually, funny enough, moving on to that, I've actually been following a list which uses enhanced scopes to move first and then attack at the full pilot skill. A list I've been playing with lately, which both of you have flown against.
I've flown against it, yeah.
My Cassian Andor, Big Starklighter, and Corran Horn, my budget Corran Horn list, which is Cassian Andor with, of course, the Pivot Wing, Intimidation, which is the new addition to it.
I haven't played that version yet.
It seems like you keep changing it week on week on week.
This is the new one. Intimidation with Inspiring Recruit, Zeb, and Tactical Jammer. I believe that's everything on there. Oh, and Enhanced Scope, so you move first. So Cassian, the idea of that is Cassian is in front of Biggs and Corran. Corran has Rage and Advanced Sensors, and that's it on him. Oh no, Advanced Sensors and Rage, and that's it. Nothing else. And Biggs has R5D6, the one that allows you to take stress, and integrate Astromech. And the idea is they have to shoot through Cassian at... Cassian's a great blocker. He can move first, he can block, he can attack anyone at his forward firing arc who bumps him.
And even stop.
So there's that as well. So he still gets his attack despite blocking.
Because of Zeb.
However, they can't attack him back. They have to shoot through him, giving him an extra... defense dice to Biggs. He can also take stress to cancel down hits, which then Cassian can remove with Inspiring Recruits and also with his ability at the start of the activation phase. Corran can Rage with Advanced Sensors each time, taking 2 stress, but if he's doing the right maneuver... he also has R1, R2 Astromech. So he can do any 1 or 2 speed maneuvers, and as long as Inspiring Recruit is not being used, he can instantly remove those 2 stress that he gains. And it has punch to that.
I really like that. It's a good little system
I didn't think it was competitive, but a lot of people I've been talking to said no, it actually is quite... It seems quite competitive from what
quite clever. It's a quite clever idea. It's definitely...
It requires you to fly it correctly.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
I took my scum build.
I think
came close.
I think when you flew it against me, we both agreed you flew it slightly incorrectly against me.
I have
but you've fixed that now, and I know you've had practice with it, so I really want to play you again at some point.
What's great is if you space it right, so they're coming right behind you. If you do a 0 stop and a turnaround with Cassian, if you do a 4K turn with both, they'll actually end up the exact position on the other side of Cassian.
Yeah.
So you can still maintain the formation there.
Which is quite clever.
But it's just if you work out that they're going to try and overshoot you.
Yes. But it's a very interesting list. You can fly it like a blocker. You can fly it as like a kind of assault list where you just plow for the enemy, then come back, a jouster. It's really, I think it's a really good U-wing list and a very good, interesting use of Corran. Although you have to cut points off him, we did come down to it's just you and me Corran against each other, and I did manage to win that.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Well, it was Corran
has a lot more
Manaru in my...
Corran versus Manaru, yeah.
Yeah. I think in a 1v1 situation, Corran may steam ahead just because of that double tap ability.
The double tap
allows
really,
you to...
Yeah. Especially since
output a lot more damage.
I get 3 dice rerolls, so basically all his primary weapon on both those attacks.
Yeah.
So that is
with
quite powerful.
With my countermeasures, I kind of stalled you for 1 turn.
You stalled me, but it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. If I'd have punched through a bit more, it might have made a difference. But I had to try and time it to make you think twice about doing that second.
Yeah, I tried to build the list Audio Wizard with standard Corran. You can't fit it. No. I had to go budget Corran.
Yeah.
So it was imperative.
I don't think the budget Corran's going to hurt you too much because when you normally fly normal Corran, you fly him as he is on his own, and everything defensive is on him. Because you've already compensated for the defenses on Cassian and Biggs, I think because of that compensation, you've managed to be able to fly a budget Corran. That may...
It really delays Corran's demise as well, because even though you're firing... They have to shoot at Biggs.
Yeah,
that
exactly,
lost his son. But not only that, when Biggs does go down, they could shoot at Corran, but Cassian is giving Corran an extra evade dice, so really, they want to shoot at Corran, at Cassian, so Corran is kept alive right to the end.
Yeah.
Well, I played an interesting tactic against you. On my first roll of dice, it was actually a range band 3. I had no shot on Biggs.
But you could shoot Cassian.
And you were surprised by that.
You were, but I didn't think it worked out for you, because then you were splitting your fire across Cassian and Biggs.
Yeah.
I think you could have killed Biggs sooner if you concentrated fire on Biggs.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, in one sense, it was only getting one sort of return back, and I was punching 2 shots into...
I would like to fly that build on the stream one time. I know I was going to fly last week against Stephen Sage with it, but then things came up.
I'd like to fly against you at some point as well. So,
sure.
We should definitely have a stream game between us two.
That means I get left in control again.
Oh, heaven help us.
Oh, not that bad. Come on.
So we got what 20 minutes left?
Well, I just thought we'd shoot.
Yeah, have shoot a bit of time.
Yeah.
Let's do something interesting we've never done before.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Let's brainstorm a list.
That's a very intriguing idea.
Let's brainstorm a list. Now, I'm going to put this to whatever viewers we've got. You guys are going to pick us. Now, coming up soon, we've got a Joker tournament.
The Joker tournament, yes.
I think this is a good thing to talk about right now. Coming soon at Athena Games. We're planning it for, I think, this month.
I will check
on the
results.
1st of April.
Yeah, that's fine. I believe the cut-off date is actually today. So, funnily enough, we actually give the result of that on stream today, I think. I think that's the best thing we can do for today.
And I agree. Black Master Sliker Tools is a hard counter to that Corran, but the idea is hopefully he'll be able to blat whatever is off the board before he gets a chance.
Black Market Slices is not very muchly played yet at the moment as well, so you don't have to really compensate for that yet. Now, we did on our Facebook page... I think Elliot can bring it up shortly on screen for you guys in a moment. We did a poll for our Joker tournament, and in the end, you can see here the results. I went to the Invitational, and all I got was a stupid space. This stupid spaceship is the grand winner of our poll, so that will be the tournament format for our Joker tournament. This is now official.
You know what's worrying?
I'm happy to say it's official, isn't it? This isn't me.
Yeah,
we pretty much it's official.
Worrying?
This so it is that the rules of this is we will eventually put up 3 more polls at some point on our X-Wing group, and they will be of 1 Rebel ship, 1 Imperial ship, and 1 Scum ship. Players will get to vote on what ship they think is the best out of the 3, or what they think, and then for the tournament you must fly a ship. If you're flying that faction, you must fly that ship in your list.
Yeah, the idea for that came from the invitationals they ran where they had the same thing going on there. And I wanted to do something special because we're going to have the tournament on the 1st of April.
Yeah.
April Fool's!
April Fool's Day.
So, it made sense.
It made sense us doing something stupid and crazy like that.
So, I'm pitching to you guys on the stream right now. You guys, in fact, we'll pick what faction? What faction should we do?
What faction do we all know very well?
Rebel or
I think
Scum?
everyone's Rebel or Scum.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna probably say I'm gonna leeway it towards you guys. I'm gonna say Rebel.
I'll say Rebel.
We'll go with Rebel.
We'll go Rebel.
So you guys on chat right now, you've got. I'll give you till. I'll give you till 1:15. So it gives you 3 minutes. That's what I'm giving you.
2.
I'll give you 1:15. Sorry, I'll give you
No,
3 minutes.
1:15.
3 minutes.
We missed that, or we're going to be here for
Rebel
half an hour.
ship must we have in this list? I'll give you till I'll give you till 1:45.
I know what ship I would like to see.
I know what ship I'd like to see. But you know,
E-wing.
that's not what we got. That's not how it's going to go about. We have to pick the ship. We have to fly the ship that you guys pick, and that I think is what we're going to do here.
Yeah. Well, generally it's going to be Audio Whistle and whoever kind of puts
whoever is in the chat. So we've got 4 people right now in there. Please comment, guys. Come on, get involved. It'd be nice if you guys could get involved and stuff. Pick a ship for us, and we'll build a list around it.
What ship would we got a Z95 vote here?
Oh, we got a Z95. I like it. It's
you very rarely see the Rebel Z95.
Yeah, exactly.
These days,
It is.
To be honest, I think for me, if that was the case, I'd put one of the aces in there. A munitions Aaron or a action economy.
Maybe do the build that was hyped and raved for a little while of the Chewbacca with Z95s, you know.
Yeah.
That is actually an escalation. Thomas High is looking to do that for escalation.
Yeah.
So
I saw him pick up 3 Z95s the other day. I was like, oh, well, you know.
Well,
I'm thinking he's going to be picking up a couple more Z95s.
I think so.
Mr. High, if you're watching this, you can borrow mine. I'm not going to be playing it.
It is basic and rare, and I like that. It's what we're hoping to see in this tournament, you know, hoping to see maybe some more unconventional picks. So, no silly scum things like, you must fly Jump Master, or you must fly the things. No, we want some more interesting things, you know. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But it is down to the community,
I'd
we
say
don't
quad
know.
jumper.
I would love to see the quad jumper be picked. I think that would be really cool, you know.
We're going to see what happens. But I do think that it's either going to be quad jumper, sick, unlikely to be sick, but most likely going to be quad jumper or Star Viper for the scum.
Oh, I'd have to
I don't know. It depends on what the community, because the community votes Jump Masters.
Yeah,
you remove
quad
that.
jumpers.
Quad jumpers. Oh wait, no, I was going to say if the community vote. So what is the allowance of voting here?
It must be a small ship.
It must be a small ship. Okay, that's fine.
And the reason for that is
that's the thing I needed.
Yes, and the reason for that, I believe, is because Jamie and I, the store owner, are looking at doing something special for those that don't have those ships. So maybe if you buy the ship, you get your entrance fee with it. We're not sure. We're not confirming that is what's going to happen. But we're looking to make it easier.
It's in discussions at the moment. So,
but it's good because of course you have to have that ship, and if you don't have that ship, you're not less likely to turn up. But if you get the ship and your entry fee all together, or maybe we do a discount on the ship or something.
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's a good idea. I think if with something you guys are still talking about though, so definitely plans in motion there.
I'd slightly disagree with you there, Audio Weasel, though. We have seen quite a lot of Neem Nums, and I was going
to say, I would disagree as well, because a lot of obviously Poe is a big ship. Poe is the biggest ace out of the world, but a lot of people have rented a raid about Neem Num.
With the R3A2 combo.
And also, what's the Pilot Skill 6 one again?
Snap
Wexley. You know, so
we saw 2 snaps on the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. We saw 2 snaps on the weekend. So I think that now that Heroes Resistance came out, we're seeing a lot more variations with the T70s, and not just Poe Dameron.
Yeah, so. I think actually that was. I think I had a chance to go against one, but in the hangar bay, I didn't get that list was picked.
Yeah.
Against.
So it is now 1:45.
I think
we got one vote for Z95,
we got one vote for
B-Wing,
Z95,
and one vote for Toasty as well. One for B-Wing, one for Z95. So why don't we just do both?
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Let's work on both builds.
Yeah,
you can get both of them into a list.
Yeah, well, no, I think the only one, because the whole point is to make one list.
So if Elliot would like to bring up the lovely list camera.
Okay.
Or the list camera, so we can see how we're going about this as we're doing it.
All right, then.
So we're going to brainstorm. So our picks are a Z95 and a T70 X-Wing. So
B-Wing.
B-Wing, sorry. Oh, B-Wing, sorry.
But let's look at what we have as Z95
So
first.
Z95 wise, we have got Bandit Squadron generic, Tala Squadron generic, Lieutenant Blount and Aaron Kraken for our aces. Now, for our aces, Lieutenant Blount, when attacking, the defender is hit by your attack, even if he does not suffer any damage. So good for torp builds and stuff like that. And also, Aaron Kraken, after you perform an attack, you may choose another friendly ship and range 1, and that ship may perform 1 free action. Out of these,
work quite well together, actually.
I really want to do Blount.
Yeah.
I see Aaron Kraken every so often. He's really good at supporting and stuff like that, and I agree with that. I don't think we see Blount enough.
Blount's interesting thing is the procking of the secondary effect. He's there for the secondary effect and most not anything else.
So I'm thinking
he's nice against something like stealth device or munitions that say when
I have a
hit.
really interesting idea, which is it's really ludicrously stupid, but I like the idea. We've got a B-wing and a Z95, both of them optimal at one thing. Munitions.
So
let's play on that. Let's play on that and do Nera and Blount.
All right. So we got Blount and Nera.
Now, the obvious choice to me immediately would be Deadeye on both, but I think Deadeye definitely on Blount. Nera, I think you can play around with it. You can probably have the fire control system, which allows you that.
I disagree. I don't
think you need Deadeye on Blount.
I think the Deadeye on Blount is unnecessary. I think the Deadeye on Nera is vital because
that's fair.
Keeping your options open, because you've got full 360 target.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Honest idea. I think I'd also know what missions I'd put on Blount.
Go on.
The thread tracers.
I think someone was Audio Weasel just put that up as well. Yeah, the XX2 target lock missiles.
The problem is they're very one and done, and they really help other people. Nera's already got the ability to fire anyway with her focus. So really...
But it gives you the Tiger Lock reroll mod.
Yeah, but with guidance chips, which I assume would be shoving on Nera, it'd be pointless to run that, because you've still got modification there.
I'd put guidance chips on Blount as well.
I personally agree with that as well.
Just as many guidance chips as possible.
Okay.
Have we got space for a K-Wing? And just go all in with the munitions?
Yes.
Well, you were saying that, but I
got plenty points.
Or maybe a Y-Wing? Or maybe something with a bit of attack power on its primary.
Well, I've kind of got...
Around a Donnie.
I was...
Ooh, that's an idea.
Yeah.
Sabine's TIE Fighter. Not going with the munition side of things, but going with more of a blocking TIE Fighter.
So Zed?
Blocking captured TIE. And go in and just block and maybe EMP a lot of the dudes, so they're all optimized, ready for a good torpedo run.
For Black Market Slicers.
Well, for good, Black Market Slicers possibly as well. You've got Sabine around for good maneuverability there. She is right smack bang in the middle of pilot skill. It's not really great as a blocker, but great in getting in the way and procking the EMP. Plus the unpredictability factor of her.
Yeah, definitely. Well. Yeah.
I actually, if I was going for this, I'd actually go for something different. I would actually go for
a ghost or
no,
a ghost would be a bit too much.
A bit too much.
Cost a bit too much.
I would go for a U-wing. And I was looking at this.
Oh, Bodhi.
When a friendly ship acquires a target lock, that ship can lock into any enemy ship with range 1 to 3 of your friendly ship, plus systems upgrade, and we give him... is it there? The electron... Oh, it's not on here. Yes, of course, it's a tech upgrade, isn't it? The hyperwave comms thing.
I'd say if you're going to do that, though...
Audio Weasel... sorry, Lethality has made a good mention. Missile Eden
Vril. When stressed, of course.
He doesn't do anything with it's the primary weapons, though. He doesn't get the missiles.
Hang on, let's read the wording on read the wording on the Vril first. When performing a primary
weapon attack when stressed.
But you can also play on that. You can give one of the other 2 flechette torpedoes.
Yes. Yeah, that's not bad. Hello, Chelsea.
Hello, Chelsea.
We'll see you we'll have a word with you in a bit, Chelsea.
We'll have a word with you guys in a bit.
Okay.
Sorry.
We just wondering what's going on because it kind of just.
Sorry.
That's fine. You guys can pack up. It's just we decided to kind of keep it going and just chat to the stream for a while.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So Eden Vril. So along with the idea of flechette cannons, thing is, you're not really making use of the fact you can fire torpedoes 360.
I was thinking more, not for Nera, but for Blount. Blount has the flechette torpedoes because
Blount can't take torpedoes. He has missiles.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Oh no. Is there anything that he can take that? Oh no, it's ion, isn't it? Curses! Foiled again.
I mean, you could do concussion missiles. The double tap.
Yeah, that could be nice.
That's cluster, isn't it?
Yes.
Cluster is double tap.
Yes.
That's the change blank result.
Yes, you're right there. Actually,
and the cluster's getting those 2
TE.
attacks first. Because could potentially
It suddenly takes that 2 attack dice in at 5. It turns it for 1 round into a 6 attack dice.
The other thing I would probably opt on Eden Vril, which is an interesting choice. Modification, the smuggling compartment. On the illicit, scavenger crane.
Yes.
That was the other reason I was thinking Eden Vril.
Yes, because you can pop scavenger crane
missiles back.
and get your
I
missiles
know, in
back.
fact, lethality has also mentioned it as well. Eden concussion, guidance.
I would go homings.
X7s are a thing these days.
Yeah?
Because you just smack them from range band 2 to 3 and can't spend any token mods.
That's true. And let's make it interesting. If you want to get out of range, let's shove an auto blaster on the cannon.
Oh, yes.
So-
You
It's
want to
like-
get into range band...
Want to get to range band 1? Oh dear. So let's shove an outrider on there as well. So, okay, you want to get into range band 1 to avoid missiles? Oh dear.
Yeah, but you have to make sure that those ships die.
That is true.
Why not for the modification? I was going to say because you got loads of other things. So what fire control really on that?
We are at 99
We don't have
points.
anything for torps on the...
Oh no. We've overspent.
We've gone crazy.
We have gone crazy. but oh well.
Personally, take off the Outrider and the Auto Blast. It'll save us 10 points and get us some torps on Nera.
Which we need extra munitions on one of them.
Yeah.
Now,
Out of all of them, I want to say Protons, but Advanced I know does really well as well.
but only at range 1. You have to get really close for them.
Yeah, I'm thinking Protons out of both of them. Protons just does so well.
Agreed.
Do you have ion missiles?
There are such things as iron missiles, but I think clusters probably...
Because you could ionize them into range band 1.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's-
but here's the thing. When you say cluster, it doesn't really use bounceability.
That's true. That is true.
You need something that really
And
utilizes
those ions do
bounceability.
when the
The
attack
irons
hits.
do,
ions
yeah.
do.
It's also cheaper.
Because it doesn't matter what you
Well,
just spend them.
what about the assault missiles, though? Spreading damage across multiple ships.
That's also a good choice. That is also a good choice.
Because then it must hit, so you always suck that damage. It also means you mess about with their deployment as well. They're not going to deploy or want to fly together, so you're messing about with how they fly. And if it's ships that like flying together, then they're going to fly very differently. And then suddenly you're fighting in them on your terms, not their terms.
Yeah.
We're at 96 points. We're doing relatively well there.
What about crew on?
We're going to put Whack Giant ships on Edenville as well. Because obviously it might as well.
Might as well.
Crew on Eden, yes. Now,
Well, let's think. What range are the
Rexpec.
What are the missiles? The missiles
the
are
missiles
range
are
2
the
to 3.
so we got the 2 3.
Okay.
Oh no, you wouldn't want to do Rex spec. Not K4. Weapons engineer. You then have 2 targets.
2 target locks. Very good, actually. That's really nice. Plus, even if you've sent missiles, it's still good for that extra modification.
Yeah.
This is where Bodhi could have come in handy.
That is where Bodhi would have come in handy. But oh well. And that's 99 points there, and that's which I'd shove.
I
down
think
this.
that's a good build for the 2 ships we got allocated. To be
Just
honest.
because I've got space, let's shove a score to settle on Lieutenant Blount to shove a critical hit in there.
Just in
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
Can I just put a suggestion through very quickly?
Done.
Go for it.
I'm going to recommend. I'm going to put out here my old B-wing build with dash render. If you don't mind, quickly doing a build on that. We can do it in a couple of minutes.
Well, let's say that for another day, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, this is
But
what
basically,
I would...
I think
it's
this
got
is
key and
the-
file lander and dash render. But
Yeah.
So you guys have opted to give us the B-wing and the Z95, and this is the idea we've come up with.
Is it a good idea? That's another...
knows?
That,
That's
who knows?
another idea. But this is the
it
whole
could
point
be-
of brainstorming. We come up with an idea that may or may not work. We went off with a theme. We thought both
I mean,
2 things.
the one thing which immediately strikes me is you're going to get pounded by higher pilot skill. Although Riyadh is going to suffer with Blount being there at a higher skill,
Yeah.
unless she has adaptability. But then again, you could block Riyadh with a lower pilot skill. So
You obviously
Yeah.
see the Nera tails as well. You saw that in the previous game, how well that did. So
Yeah,
you know
it's got
that's
the same
it's got
pilot skill.
pilot skill as well. Ian Vril utilizing that stress control there.
someone did suggest putting veteran sinks on Blount to make sure he gets a shot off at pilot skill 8.
That is
And
a
I
good
actually
shout.
think that's
I
a
think
better
it's
opinion.
Better opinion, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Only thing I will say is we haven't really got anything that deals stress though. But actually, that's more there for if they have push limit and stuff. I'm guessing.
Yes.
and it also makes them think about if they're going to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, Vril is more there. I mean, you could drop him down to 1 space for injury, but he's there for the 3 pilot skill.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not bad when they're... Because if they're stressed, they may not be thinking about because you're not stressing them, they may not be thinking about being stressed themselves, and so do it, and then suddenly, ouch,
Yeah.
I mean, that would play havoc against my list. But there you go.
Yeah. It's an interesting build.
It's an interesting build. I definitely want to see it before I.
Oh yes, I think I think testing is what
what
required.
There. But this is what happens when you're limited though by things. Z95 and a B-wing. This is what we came up with. You may not come up with this. When you may come up with something completely different, it'll probably be better than ours. But
well, it's like, for example, obviously this weekend was a uniqueness hangar bay.
Yeah,
and it messed around in my head thinking about, well, I can't put this upgrade here because I want to put it over here instead. And it's just...
I would be curious to see what Bodhi would do with torpedoes on them.
Yeah, okay, that's
just speaking out of
no, that's fine.
Like plasma torps on him to shove, get rid of shields.
Then you kind of say Lieutenant Blank going with his Thed tracers.
See,
Doing the target lock.
I would still take.
Yes,
I would
Chris?
maybe take ion torpedoes, to be honest.
Ion torpedoes, make them roll into you. Maybe.
If you do that,
make them struggle. Make them struggle a little bit.
Struggle a little bit. In that case, what I would do is I'd also shove, like my other build, I shove Zeb on, so I attack them at range 2. They do 1 forward, I stop.
Zeb is 1.
That's it, 1. They bowl into me, I can still fire at them, they can still fire at me, but I can.
But if you go for that, would it be worth going for a modification, like for example, anti-pursuit laser or ion projector?
Anti-pursuit laser would work well. Ion projector would work well. Anti-pursuit more damage than it is.
Would you now
else.
take the weapons engineer as well?
I think a weapons engineer would be ideal because then you've got more chance of procking those missiles off when you need them.
Yep.
And you kind of got them for 2 different targets, and it's kind of then threatening, saying which
one
of these 2 guys.
Yeah, which one do I pick?
And you could set that off of I do a target lock with Bodhi, but Blount has gone off chasing into stuff and going because of his
also
ability.
just to fill out points, there's just about enough to fill in for a small cannon on Nera.
Yeah,
just for when she's finally spent her missile.
Flechette,
Mangler.
Actually, Flechette works perfectly because then
nice.
that pocs well. Actually, there's no point because there's no Eden Vril anymore.
No ion torpedoes, get them stressed and ioned.
Stressed and actually, it's not a bad idea because they can't clear the stress on a straight.
No,
that's a good point. That's not a bad idea.
Also, Frechette covers the closer range bounds as well.
That is true.
But if you go torpedoes covers the longer.
But the Mangler cannon, you then you have a 3 dice. Well, you have a 3 dice primer anyway, but you then stop them getting the extra range dice.
What you
range
could
3.
do, also reducing the missiles on all, get 3-4 points and
put a tactician on
that's a good shout.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
So
it involves us picking up the B-wing upgrade.
It does mean sacrificing guidance ships. You're losing quality there.
Yeah, you're losing the quality of the guidance. That's the only thing about that I would.
But you are getting stress control. But I think the cannon is not.
If anything, I would actually maybe if you are not wanting to do it, which actually, to be fair, you could probably take off Zeb and put the tactician there instead.
That's not a bad call.
I mean, I agree. Zeb is a good choice, but having that...
and then double stress.
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah, tactician. There you go.
And it puts you at 99, which is not too bad a thing.
Still got an initiative
bid.
Yeah,
bid for initiative bid as well.
Yeah. Again, is this any good? No idea. Probably not. But it's an idea.
It's a U-wing build.
It's a U-wing build.
U-wing build. He likes U-wings. He likes.
Well, I want to try and make it. I've always wanted to try and make it work, and I found a way to make it work.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's our brainstorm, or two of our brainstorms.
That's 2 brainstorms for you guys. That's kind of how Joker works, really. But going up within the next few days will be the polls on our Facebook to see which ships will be picked.
Oh yes,
they are going to be interesting for a little while. It does not mean you cannot. I will stress, it does not mean you cannot fly a large base ship. It's just small base ships.
You have to consider that into your list build.
Yes. Anyway.
I am just praying that Scum does not have Fang Fighters as their pick.
No, I think people go for a much more lesser used ship.
So, like, for example, the Kirex or the Star Viper or the M3As.
Exactly.
It'd be nice to see some of those on the table.
It'd be nice to see quad jumpers.
I have a double U-wing build that I wouldn't take to a tourney. I still think people are trying to suss out the U-wing.
I think the strike is now getting completely sussed out. Everyone's realizing how powerful Duchess is.
Yeah.
We're still waiting we're just still trying to work out the U-wing and its place at the moment. But that's about it, guys.
Yeah, that's it for us.
That's only one thing to state, Mr. Elliot. one thing to state.
And what is that?
Next tournament?
Your next tournament.
That's true. The next tournament that's coming up is our escalation event. Now, this is very important. We won't be streaming the event because, unfortunately, we don't have
the space
for it. I'll be completely honest. We are out of space here at Athena on that very day. In fact, it's happening on a Sunday, which is very busy for Athena, as you guys know.
Have we ran out of places for escalation? I don't think we have yet.
No, we have 20 tickets left out of the 30 that we posted. So, we are limited to 20 people, and I'll be going down and purchasing my ticket as soon as we finish tonight.
I think I might do the same.
I'm not, but that's because of other reasons.
Yeah, so there you go. Escalation tournament.
19th of March, 11 a.m. We are going to be opening slightly early to be able to compensate for the fact that
it's the next
one come in. It's going to be the X-Wing tournament, so we have to do that.
So it means
escalation. If you don't know how escalation works, you build 4 lists. You build a 6-point list, a 9-point list, a 120-point list, and a 150-point list. Each list must contain the ships you used in the previous allocation of points in that list.
Along with the upgrades that came with it as well.
Yeah, along with the upgrades as well. They must all stay in the same places. So you start with 60, then you upgrade that 60 to a 90, you upgrade that 90 to 120, you upgrade that.
Yeah. And Audio Weasel, I'm surprised at that. I would have thought most places would try and space things out. I mean, we rotate here, don't we?
We rotate. We try to have every tournament every so often. We have a basic tournament at least every month. We then have at least a hangar bay or an escalation. We rotate the two in between every single month.
Well, no, it's we do it. It's a 3-month rotation.
Oh.
So it's standard, hangar bay, escalation, rotate back around.
Yeah.
Standard.
So it's at least a tournament every month, and then we still have time to do all other tournaments as well.
The Joker tournament is just because it falls upon April 1st, and also because it means that we can start having the standard be the first event which has the new Q kits.
Yep.
Because the Q kit. We had to use we didn't have a kit for the
because
January
of the
one.
timings.
Yeah, because unfortunately they arrive mid-January and we have a tournament at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's essentially gonna shove it so that we can have the Q2 kits in would be May. May. So yeah.
But there we go. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching today. It has been a fantastic day of gaming and also brainstorming. Our first time brainstorming.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice. A nice change of pace, you know.
Yeah, and it's us three working on 3 different building levels.
Yeah.
Basically, putting our brains together and seeing what we can come up with. Well, my name is Chris. Before anyone forgets it.
How would we forget Chris? As always, mine's David Lincoln.
And as ever, you've been joined by me, Elliot Baker, as well, your regular X-Wing commentator. Thank you all for joining us. We should have another event coming up soon, which will be streaming. Because we're not streaming the escalation event, I plan to have a lot more Flight Night streams going on in the month of March itself to keep things basically going. But there'll be no stream for the escalation event itself, sadly.
No.
But yeah.
But hey, we'll still try and get an article up or something to show off what happened. And
I do have some a couple of people next to me have articles planned for our blog. If you like what we do here, guys, be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, because we'll be putting this up on YouTube. If you are on Twitch, make sure to follow us. You'll get alert every time we go live, which is very important. We do X-Wing, we do Magic, we also do various other kind of content. Mostly X-Wing, I will admit, but we do have Magic.
We are working towards doing more events to the other games as well. It was just X-Wing was the first thing we tried to take on. It went successfully well. We've now started getting to Magic. Magic's also taking off quite well. We've got the other events planned. It's just getting round and timing.
Yes, it is literally just the logistics of it and such. Yeah. But Amonkhet is probably going to be streamed, which is the next Magic event. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Well, take care, guys, and remember...
Good night, everyone.
Fly casual.
I was going to exactly say that as well. Fly casual, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.